Welcome to the OutThere Colorado Podcast. Once again, I'm Spencer here with Seth.
Accounted for. Present. I'm here. I've arrived.
He's here. And we've got Tim on the video and on the audio for the show. Once again as well.
Tim is him.
Tim is him. And we got a lot of fun things to talk about today, per usual, you know?
Yes.
Got some attractions, got some things to do, got some news stories. Looking ahead toward fall too. It's crazy how fast summer has flown by.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I like always associate fall with like Labor Day. Labor Day. When Labor Day hits, it's like fall is coming.
Yeah, it's true.
And Labor Day is coming.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yeah, man.
Man, and this summer has just like slipped by for me. It's just been
me too.
So busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have a pretty exciting weekend recap for you.
I'm excited to hear about this big ride.
Yeah, big motorcycle ride.
Spencer's big ride.
Spencer's big adventurous motorcycle ride through the central mountains of Colorado. But first,
Spencer's big adventure, just like Pee Wee Herman's big adventure. That's what I was
basically.
I
felt like that on the way, just kind of like putzing around, learning as I go. But first, the weekly date night update.
Yes.
It was girlfriend's pick this week. We went to Red's Sunset Grill.
Okay.
A new spot, I think, opened maybe like 6 months or so, up in the Topgolf area. So kind of that entertainment central in northern Colorado Springs and that little district.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. I was blown away. I had a lamb burger with chimichurri sauce, mushrooms,
Yum.
red onion on it, some goat cheese on a brioche bun. They've got like a butcher shop there, which is pretty cool. So, you know, the
in-house, that's great.
Yeah, meat's fresh. Nice little bar area. Beautiful view. Like, you kind of see like Eagle Peak over at the Air Force Academy from like a different angle that you don't really see it from often.
Huh.
And just, as that sunset was coming in that night, like, it was great. We'll be back for sure. She got a steak with some asparagus and potatoes. She loved that too. So
Where is it? Where?
So it's kind of like if you're going up toward Topgolf, in that whole area, right? But maybe a little bit east. So you can tell they're starting to kind of build out east a little bit there too, but not east by like a quarter mile or less type of thing. It's still in that general area. But they have another location in Fountain too. So worth checking out if you're in the Springs. I got home early from that date night and had this big motorcycle ride
the next morning.
So it was the 25th annual 100,000 foot ride hosted by the BMW Motorcycle Club of Colorado.
Huh.
My go-to bike is a little 2019 gray BMW R9T.
I didn't realize that thing was a BMW.
Yeah, it's a fun bike. It's a naked street bike for those of you that are familiar. About 1,200 cc. So I absolutely love that bike. Can't recommend it enough. But this conversation's not about the bike itself. I could probably talk about that bike for about an hour, but digging into the ride. So this ride goes over 11 mountain passes over the course of like 350 miles. Ended up being about 500 miles getting up to the Denver start point. But absolutely just scenic views the entire way. I am very sore. I am very exhausted even today after a day of recovery. But to just kind of give you an idea of what it was like. So we started out on 105 from Colorado Springs instead of I-25, right? A little bit more scenic. I'd never been on that road before, at least not that I can remember, but it goes up through Sedalia, I believe. Just rolling hills, just like picturesque, and this is like 6 a.m. So just cool mountain air, just, filling the helmet up. And, it was absolutely beautiful. And then from there, we stopped at the Foothills motorcycle there in Lakewood, and that was where everyone starts. But everyone doesn't leave as a pack together, though, which is nice. You kind of like go with your buddies and go on your own pace.
Pick up
it would probably take a very, very long time if everyone were in a pack with all these technical mountain passes, the first pass going out of Evergreen, Mestahihi Pass, it was recently renamed. Which is funny because I'd actually run 2 of the Revel of the Rockies marathons on that pass. Had no clue with the renaming that it was the same.
Don't think I knew about it either.
Same route, and my buddy was kind of in charge of the navigation. I was having to. I was by far the most novice rider in the group. So in our little trio. So
how many riders like all together did it?
I think it was around like 150, 200 or so. But our little group was 3 riders. So we went over that pass, absolutely beautiful pass. And I'm going to kind of go over all the passes we did just because, anyone with a car also could really enjoy.
It's a good little glimpse into
Yeah,
Front Range,
exactly.
Colorado here. Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of give you the bullet points, I guess, from the start. We left from Denver and then kind of hit like Idaho Springs, Fairplay, got out to Breck, got up on I-70, went up to Leadville, went down to Minturn,
Ooh.
back to Frisco, Loveland
I'm
Pass,
following. Yeah.
and then up to Golden area. But yeah, like it was just scenic
Holy
the
cow,
entire way.
Loveland. Yeah.
A long ride, and we had some weather that was rolling in the whole time, kind of
Yeah,
like.
Yeah.
And
What
we were
day
able
was
to-
this?
It was Saturday, so we were able to dodge most of those raindrops. But I would say for at least, I mean, the ride was probably like 8.5 hours or so, just that portion of the ride. And I mean, we were probably getting drizzled on for about 3 of those hours, or maybe a little bit more. But yeah, from this pass, we hopped on to Juniper Pass, went down into Idaho Springs. So that goes by Mount Blue Sky Scenic Byway.
Yep.
Just another spot where it's just rolling forests and you're just cruising along. And a little bit of rockfall on the road we had to watch out for, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, another beautiful pass. And then Ganella Pass, right, going up by Mount Beardstadt Trailhead, which was pretty shocking because you've been hearing a bit lately about how they've put up these no parking signs.
Yep.
Apparently that has not solved the problem at all. There were probably like, I just did a little write-up about this. I said dozens, if not hundreds. If I had to guess, there were hundreds of vehicles parked along the road there.
Still.
And being on a bike, like you're going up these little steep, tight turns and
tunnels,
you get to that opening.
Tight little
just
around
like
those cars,
Yeah, and it's just like you're worried about doors opening, people just not paying attention, walking out.
Yeah.
I see why they don't want you to park along that road.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well,
emergency ingress and egress.
Yeah, and it can feel appealing, right? With Mount Beardstadt being one of the most crowded 14ers in the state. A lot of people, parking illegally there now. And yeah, don't do it. You will get a ticket. I think the ticket's like $100 or something like that too. It's somewhere in that ballpark. So, it'll be interesting to see if they keep monitoring that. But yeah, then we hopped on Kenosha Pass and Red Hill Pass, headed out to Fairplay on a 285.
Beautiful.
Right?
Yep.
And that was absolutely beautiful. And talk about fall colors, like here in a few weeks, a couple months.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
colors
already?
Months. Yeah, a couple months. Gonna be absolutely beautiful. And from Fairplay, go through Almo, did Hoosier Pass, and then we stopped at the Breckenridge Troll as we pulled into Breckenridge, and we'll come
Isaac
back
Hartstone.
To that. Yes, Isaac Hartstone, and we'll come back to that because I do want to talk about the Breckenridge Troll. It's the first time I'd ever been there. So
can you believe it? Spencer's first time. He's
first
the last man in Colorado to get to the Troll.
I was feeling like that too,
You're one of the first to write about it and one of the last to go see it.
Yeah, had no clue what to expect. But then from there, get on I-70, hop to Fremont Pass, went up to Leadville, and then kind of touched the town of Leadville, so to speak, the city of Leadville.
Yep.
Turned and went down Tennessee Pass, which is a good idea. We didn't go through Leadville, considering the Leadville 100s going on this past weekend. But
would have added a lot of
would have added quite a bit of hecticness there.
Right.
But then Tennessee Pass, so
Tennessee.
going over to the Red Cliff Bridge, right, and that's just that beautiful green bridge.
Yep.
And then Vail Pass, which obviously is on I-70.
Yep.
Still very fun on a motorcycle. And then Loveland Pass, going up over the Continental Divide a second time, and that we got lucky on Loveland Pass because it was maybe the only time throughout the day where it was the whole pass, just not a single vehicle. Midday Saturday, not a single vehicle, and it was dry somehow. Like Loveland Pass had missed these storms rolling through, so that was amazing. And then Windy Saddle Pass on Lookout Mountain Road out in Golden.
Got it. Yeah.
Which I'd never been on Lookout Mountain Road before. I see why it gets the hype. Very cool road. A lot of little twisties, a lot of little like switchbacks, hairpin turns.
Yeah.
Speed limit on that road's like 10 to 15 miles per hour, it feels like.
Of course, you're doing this at what time of the day?
At this point, it would have been probably like, 2:30, 3.
A lot of cars?
Not really. Yeah, the trailheads were crowded along the road. But we had maybe like 1 or 2 cars in front of us, a couple other bikes in front of us.
You're pedaling that thing. I always think got to be on there early, man.
Oh, a lot of bikes. So we had a couple motorcycles, but the
for sure.
pedaling,
but bikes in cars. Yeah, that's always been an issue there for years, man.
Yeah, that would be a great ride for a bicycle. Just going up the curvy side and then kind of coming down the more cruisy side. Ooh,
a lot of talks. Not to go on a tangent, but a lot of talks to do some upgrades there.
Oh, really?
That are going to make it more bike friendly.
Nice.
We can add that to
that'd be
the
cool.
Out There Colorado podcast list down the road.
That would be a cool race, so to speak, just
Yeah.
going up and over.
There has been a race of its own. It's been
Mhm.
segments of big rides over
nice.
the years. But anyway.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Be like one of those annual Lookout Mountain Road races or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, then drop down into
Lookout for
Golden, and also Lookout Mountain Road. Just like the name is so fitting. Like you're looking out to the left, you got just big peaks, just in the distance, and you're looking down to the right, and just the city of Golden there. Like you can see the Coors Brewery
for sure.
Yeah.
Did you stop for lunch in Golden? Did you get my favorite sandwiches over at?
I wish.
Oh man, what's that called? The Deli.
Yeah, I don't
love the Deli.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, we didn't stop at all for food. It was
Gotcha.
wild. I think the only calories I consumed
I was
that
gonna say.
entire time, like we were booking it, because it's like we had to make it back for barbecue in Morrison.
Got it.
But we were booking it, and we stopped a few times, and like got the Gatorades, maybe a little snack here or there.
Yeah.
Just like gas station snacks. I did have a 5-hour energy shot for the first time in my life.
Oh.
Realized that I was like a little skeptical, but I think the 5 hours is an understatement. That following night, like it's like
You were
2
still feeling
a.m.
it?
and I'm just like wired watching TV on my couch. I'm like, how am I still energized after this? But yeah, then after Windy Saddle, rolled down into Morrison and stopped at the Pig and Out Smokehouse,
Cool.
where they had a buffet waiting for us.
Sweet.
Absolutely delicious, and I would definitely pop by Pig and Out again.
It's great.
Then pop back on 105 during the golden hour, kind of right before sunset. Back to Colorado Springs, finished with a celebratory beer at Fossil Craft Beer.
Good place to end
as is tradition, and then headed home. Everyone was safe. I learned a lot about group riding, which is an interesting aspect of like if you I spend most like 98% of my time by myself on my bike for the most part, and group riding definitely a different set of skills, but yeah, had a blast. I think everyone was all smiles, and really really fun time.
Nice, man.
Yeah, what do you get into this?
That does sound like a great time.
And so it's funny because
big ride.
It gave me a new appreciation for like those long rides, because usually I'm like out for like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah.
But like the long ride, like I think we left at 6 a.m. and by the time we were getting to Fossil, it was like 7:30 or so.
Yeah.
And just how many turns we had, the number of muscles you're using for those turns. Like at one point, my legs cramping because I'm just like trying to turn. My hands were cramping just from pulling the clutch lever in so much.
Yeah. Just all these muscles that you don't activate all the time like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And my butt was sore at the time. Thought it would be the most sore for the rest of the week, But honestly, my butt feels great today.
Butt's holding up.
My hand still hurts. My feet almost have like bruises on them just from the pegs, like where your feet are the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, great ride.
That's a big time ride. Shout out to Minturn.
Yes, Minturn was
nice
very
little
cool.
ride through Minturn.
Yeah,
I love going through there in the fall.
It was bustling too. Like they had like some live music playing there on the street. Cool. They kind of had it looked like a farmer's market. We didn't stop in Minturn, but it looked like a farmer's market going on.
You ever popped into the Minturn Saloon, right?
I haven't. I've heard good things though.
Yeah,
heard good things,
especially for skiing. You can ski down there from Vail.
Yeah,
it's a secret.
Ooh,
mile. What do they call it?
Minturn Mile, right? Yeah, Minturn
it's
Mile.
Not a secret, but
and when we were up
cult classic.
When I was up in Vail for that Leon Bridges concert here a few months ago at the Amp, which also highly recommended venue in the mountains. The only place open for delivery after this concert's out was Magusto's Pizza and Burger Pub, and it was incredible. Got some like strombolis from them and calzones.
Where's that?
In Minturn, yeah. So they drove it in from Minturn to Vail, and
committed.
Magusto's highly recommended as well.
Where they have a fleet of delivery drivers who will head up I-70 to get to you.
They were like, "Do you want us to bring it up to the room when we get to the hotel?" I'm like, "No, I can.
You've come
far
enough.
down." I was like, "I can come down and get this food." But cannot recommend that place enough either. So
cool.
But so big weekend for me. Yesterday was pretty
not nearly as big a weekend for me.
Yeah, what do you get into?
Got over to the paint mines toward the end of last week. Yeah,
we're gonna talk about that here in a second.
Yeah, we thought that might spring a good convo. What else? Well, the weekend before, I don't think I mentioned I got over to Atmosphere Gastropub.
Ooh.
Going back to the north side of the city,
Mhm.
that was really tasty.
I believe the same owners as Red Sunset Grill.
Oh, is that
Also,
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was at least
Yeah.
like promoted on their menu.
So they know food for sure.
Yeah.
They're bringing good food to the otherwise chain world that is the north side of Colorado.
Yeah,
Springs.
right.
Every chain you can imagine.
It's
Up
true.
and down Interquest and Voyager there.
Yeah.
But good little local spot. Landscaping, which
The saga continues.
The saga. It's coming, man. I'm all dug out, so that's good. That's I guess that's a moment to celebrate on the podcast. I'm officially dug out on that side of the yard.
There we go. You never have to hear about that side of the yard again.
No, I got to put rock down. You'll hear all about it. No, and then we got the dog to the dog park.
Bear Creek.
Monument Valley. We like popping over to the old ballpark there.
Yeah,
It's fenced in.
Yeah.
And we had a fun time. How could I forget? We had a fun time just popping around downtown Colorado Springs on Saturday.
A lot of improvements going on in downtown.
There's a lot going on. We told ourselves we have
cool.
there's a great here's a nice little tip. It's called the Downtown Pass. Make sure I'm right in referring to this. You can find this easily. Colorado Springs Downtown Passport, is that what they call it?
Oh yeah.
And there's just good little deals up and down this thing. Discover Downtown Pass. So I had this and I was like, let's go hit some of these spots, right? So yeah.
A lot of buy one get one free things, and it's a free pass too. It's through
Free to
downtown
download.
Colorado Springs.
Yeah, it was a good excuse to just go downtown, and I think that's exactly what the downtown Colorado Springs folks wanted people to do with this. Just get downtown. So that's what we did.
Man, and I've been impressed. Like
yeah.
our offices are downtown Colorado Springs, so we see these changes going on all the time. But people that aren't downtown often in Colorado Springs, if they haven't been down here for 2 or 3 months and they see that main stretch of Tejon, they're gonna be pretty shocked.
Yeah.
Like the sidewalks have been widened, all replaced.
Yep.
A lot of those parking spots have been eliminated. Just probably gonna get rid of some of that, the chaos that can be there. I think they're planting new trees. So yeah, really putting some money into downtown Colorado Springs. I love to see it personally.
Started with a little happy hour at Colorado Craft.
Ooh,
great happy hour.
Great
$5
happy hour.
beers, $5 cocktails.
Good deals on a burger and chicken sandwich too for their happy hour. Yeah.
And then we proceeded steps away to Mary's Mountain Cookies.
Ooh,
for the 10% off deal there.
I always walk by. It smells good.
It
smells delicious.
Great. Proceeded to my favorite fried pickles in town at Oscar Blues.
They do have good fried
Love
pickles.
the fried pickles there. Spears.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see many fried pickle spears out there anymore. It's all chips. That's fine. The pickle chips, but spears are where it's at.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Eddie Line. They make my favorite fried pickles up in Buena Vista. So yeah, perfect for after a 14er when you're looking for that little bit of salty snack,
Yeah. And then the weekend ended on a really strong positive note with the Chicago Bears dominating in their Week 2 preseason outing against the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, don't get too excited. It's preseason games.
Looks like we're going to the Super Bowl.
I
from
don't know.
what I could tell. 38-0 against the Bills.
It was 38-0.
I mean, we don't need to talk about how the Bills didn't play any starters.
Yeah, I was about
That's
to
beside
ask.
the point.
No Josh Allen. Was he?
He was on the sidelines, but he's a force.
Yeah.
He's a force on the sidelines as well.
The Bills are one of those teams that I always kind of cheer for. Just like, I don't know, like I'm always happy to see the Bills do well.
You just want it to happen for them.
And I think they did lose like 4 years in a row in the Super Bowl, like back in
back in the 80s.
80s,
yeah. I know. But unfortunately, the Bears are going to be in their way this year, clearly. I mean, they weren't even...
Clear the red carpet.
It wasn't even a competition last night.
Were the Bears starting their starters?
But again, that's beside the point.
They're like, this is the morale boost we need. Well, yeah, let's get into this before everyone starts to think you like Chicago more than Colorado.
I know. I know. It was like pizza last week, and it's Bears this week, and
yeah.
Fair warning if you tune into this. I mean, the Bears do play every week here in a few weeks, so
it probably won't be the only time Chicago gets brought up this episode too, based on the list of topics I got here. But yeah, let's talk about this trip to the paint mines.
Oh yeah,
because I wanted to hear more about.
So
that.
I hadn't been in, dude, maybe like 5 years or something like that. Certainly not since because I'd been writing on they were putting together this master plan, and a lot of for people unaware, a lot of during COVID, the paint mines was kind of one of these hot spots of concern of overuse. A place with gets its name for these big colorful rock formations just out on the plains east of Colorado Springs around Calhan.
Yeah, literally looks like a rainbow scene somehow. It's just
so
like
cool.
Oranges and reds and pinks and just like you're like kind of in this little like gully, like wandering through them.
Yep.
But yeah, those rocks are fragile, very fragile.
Yep.
And
There's been
a lot of issues.
Been a lot of attention to that over years, and in more recent years, this master plan has come out that's going to seek to protect those rocks and really define maybe boardwalks, defining paths. So again, for the first time, I hadn't been in a long time, and it had changed. I mean, there's like buck and rail fencing now, very much directing people, and you still have spurs going off into some of these gullies that you mentioned, but there's also signs clearly posted saying, stay off here.
Yeah, like don't hop the railing,
so
things like that.
It felt different. Like it felt different from the last time I had been there.
Well, and to add a little bit more,
it's still amazing.
Yeah, and to add a little bit more context to it too, the paint mines isn't just like, oh, this looks cool, right? There's like historical records of like human life taking place in this area that dates back to like 9,000 years or something, something wild like that, where it's like this very like significant site from like an archaeological standpoint.
I took pictures of the information posted out there, so we can at least cite that. But
yeah, a lot of artifacts found there. There's signs of like hunting bison herds there, I believe, and some evidence of that, where essentially one of the strategies was to kind of trap these bison in this little gully area, and then make it easier to hunt. But yeah, I mean, really back in like with the rise of social media, we'll say, it is kind of a poster child for like, you get to that like, 2012, 2014 time point, and all of a sudden people are like, wow, I can get a really cool shot for Instagram with these little rainbow rocks in the background. Looks like Mars in a sense. And yeah, it's just started getting flooded. But
and I think like if the attention can come back to like you said, the presence of people that are going back 9,000 years, but what you're looking at going back millions of years, tens of millions of years, and to understand that you're in a place that has lasted that long, like, do you want to be the force over all those millions of years that somehow changes, degrades that scene? Like, I hope that answer for everyone is absolutely not, and that's definitely the view of land managers with El Paso County, who are undergoing this master plan to really try to define ways of keeping people where they should be and protecting these formations so that they can be here for generations to come. And I think like that's the mindset. Like, not, it's like, I was out there taking pictures, of course, but to like just recognize like you're in a place that is so much bigger than you,
Oh yeah.
Like, hopefully, that can lead to some pausing and thinking before climbing up these rocks that could crumble right under your feet.
Yeah, gotta leave no trace. We got our Leave No Trace partnership plaque there. To hopefully remind you all to leave no trace. But yeah, and honestly, like, it kind of serves as a good in like a silver lining sense with all of these changes and with all these like new rules that have come to it, and limitations put on where you can kind of explore and stuff. It serves as a good training grounds in a way where it's like, it's right on the Front Range, attracts a lot of tourists. It's easy to get to. So a lot of people, this might be one of their first outdoor recreation experiences. And it puts that very much so in the forefront of the conversation, where it's like, stay on the trail. You're going to damage it if you get off the trail. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like in a sort of like initiation way, we'll say. Where it provides a lot of that information to people before they go out into the backcountry too. So,
good
kind of
place to foster that ethic. Yeah, good point.
One of those first places that people see. So, but yeah, the cool stuff. I mean, I've been there a few times. Absolutely beautiful. The photos make it look a little more colorful than it is on certain times of the day. But you hit it during like the golden hours, and it's great.
I actually want to go back there. I was with a photographer and we were kind of short on time, but looked like the trail system was like maybe close to 4 miles or something like that. And the loops looked way more defined there than when I was past there. Looks like,
really?
Like they did some good work on the trails themselves too. Like going up and down those hilly, those plains on the hills on the plains rather, like just an interesting place to explore,
Probably about
bizarre place to explore.
probably about 45 minutes from Colorado Springs, maybe like an
Yeah.
hour from Denver.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go, make sure you are following those posted rules because it is a very fragile landscape. The whole area spans, reading here online, 750 acres. So it's also of significance just from the biological standpoint too, with how diverse the various like ecosystems are right there. Just
that
meeting.
you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Water runs through there, and where water runs through, animals come through.
Yeah, so you see a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of on that note, otherworldly spots in Colorado. Seth.
It's just one of many otherworldly spots in the state.
One of many. One of my favorite. Like, it's hard to say otherworldly, but we'll say it doesn't look like it belongs in Colorado.
Yeah.
Spot everyone knows. But when I started with OutThere Colorado, I think I'd been living in Colorado for about 2.5 years. Had never even and this was not quite when social media is taken off yet, but had never even had a clue that the Great Sand Dunes was in Colorado at the scale that it was. And I remember seeing photos of that for the first time and just being like, whoa, this looks like you're on another planet, just with the massive mountains and the rolling 700 foot tall piles of sand.
Yep.
So that's one that really shocked me the first time I saw it. Yep. What about you? What's one you got?
Wheeler Geologic Area comes to mind.
Yeah, that's another one there where you see it and you're like, holy crap.
Not nearly as accessible as the aforementioned paint mines and sand dunes. I mean, you do some research before going out to Wheeler Geologic Area. It's either a rough and tough road on a ATV or something, or a long hike in. But yeah, what an amazing place. And I always thought it looked like a box of Crayola crayons,
And that's part of was it the La Garita caldera, right?
Yes.
Sometimes said to be one of the biggest volcanic eruptions that has
the world's
ever
seen.
Ever taken place.
One of the most violent volcanic episodes in the world's history that helped form these big spires out in the San Juans there.
It is beautiful too.
To orient folks, kind of Creed-ish, around Creed.
Yeah.
But not exactly close to anywhere.
Yeah. It's pretty remote.
It's out there.
It's what, like an 8-mile pretty much 8-mile drive across rugged road to get there.
You better be feeling good about your vehicle.
Yeah, there's a hike too, but also equally as rugged and remote.
Yep.
So
nice backpacking. Yep.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, good one. One that I don't hear talked about as much and more accessible, although not this summer while road construction goes on for Mount Blue Sky, but on the way up Mount Blue Sky, that Mount Goliath, is it Mount Goliath Research
Natural area? I think natural.
Or natural area. That's a cool spot. Yeah, you're right. Mount Goliath Natural Area, which is home to just this really unusual cluster of bristlecone pines. The twisty, turny pines that you certainly don't see everywhere.
Some of the oldest
over
trees.
1,000 years old.
Yeah, there was one on Pikes Peak, I think, which the location is undisclosed, at least as far as I know. But it was over 2,000 years old. Yeah. And it's just on like a windswept ridge up there where it's just been battling the elements for 2,000 years.
Yep.
So
I think there's some who claim on Mount Goliath maybe one over 2,000 as well.
Dang.
But anyway, again, why this place stands out, like you mentioned, you do see these elsewhere around the state, elsewhere in the mountains, but this is just a cluster of them up there where you can just walk along with them.
That's so cool.
Very cool. Very otherworldly, I think.
Yeah, I guess, since we're kind of talking just prehistoric stuff in general, too, I don't know if it counts as otherworldly in the sense of, like, you'd expect to see it on, Mars or something like that. But the fluorescent fossil beds.
Sure.
Just like that.
On the topic of trees.
Yeah, just that reminder that redwood trees used to be present in Colorado.
Right.
Like, it's, like, and obviously they're not there now, but you can see these petrified stumps of these trees. I think there's 3 of them that are pretty easy to view there. And this one, it stretches, 15 feet across. And, people associate redwoods with California, but, prior to all these volcanic eruptions and this massive shift from like this tropical climate to more so what we're in now, redwoods in Colorado too. So incredible. I always try to sit there and imagine, I'm like, what would this landscape look like if there were trees stretching 150 feet in the air,
Yeah. I think that's a great call.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. How about the Devil's Causeway? Does that you've been
I've
there?
been there. I've done the Devil's
Does that
Causeway
merit
hike.
the mention here?
I would almost say the Flat Tops Wilderness in general
Yeah.
is kind of, because the Devil's Causeway, it's out there by, what's the name of that town?
Yampa?
Yampa, yes. It's out there by Yampa, kind of close to Steamboat Springs. I visited it, did that hike on a trip to Steamboat Springs. But yeah, the Devil's Causeway Trail, you're basically in the middle of the Flat Tops Wilderness. And for people that haven't seen the Flat Tops Wilderness, it's hard to like understand just how remote and vast it is. Like everywhere you look, it's just these massive plateaus, up in that like 11,000 feet of elevation range. And just these mountains are just, they rise and then they stop. And it's just this giant flatness that exists. Very cool. And the trail to the Devil's Causeway, you cut across one of these plateaus, and it's just you almost feel like you're walking through like a field, but
you're way up
you're
there.
way up there and you're on top of a mountain, but look around and it's just, I was there in July, pretty lush at that moment, still a little bit of snow here and there. But yeah, you're just like on this giant green flat surface, hiking on this little tiny winding trail.
That's cool.
Toward this narrow land bridge, which it's about like 4 feet wide. And then you have these, like 80-foot cliffs on each side, probably, that go down into more of a slope where it'd be very bad if you fell off the Devil's Causeway Trail. And there's wind whipping over it.
Yeah,
it's pretty rugged and rocky. Like it's not like a super well trodden trail by any means. Like there's a path, but you're kind of like going over rocks and boulders. When I was like right in the middle of it too, this marmot popped up and like made me jump. I like turned around and there's a marmot staring at me, and I'm like,
devilish little marmot.
Yeah, glad it's a marmot and not anything else.
Yeah.
That's a hike where, the photos from it too, like people see that, and it's one of those where you don't necessarily think it's in Colorado.
Yeah.
And it's remote enough, and it's one of those, it's a little bit harder to get to, and beautiful trail.
I've
for sure.
Ever since I've been talking Flat Tops Wilderness, ever since I went to Trappers Lake years ago, I've always wanted to go back. What an amazing place. And amazing also, maybe most amazing when you think about how it's credited as the birthplace of the Wilderness Act.
Exactly.
Where a young Forest Service surveyor named Arthur Carhart, I think in 1919, ventured up there to check things out and came away with a memo along the lines of there should be no development here. This should be a place where man visits and does not remain, right? Echoing the Wilderness Act decades later.
Yeah, and you'll hear that pop up when like the conversation around like, mountain biking trails and Flat Tops Wilderness pops up, because you can't have
mechanized travel.
Yeah, mechanized travel, or like climbing routes with like, should they allow bolted
The
rocks and
a structure. Right.
In general, I forget where that conversation is right now, but I mean, generally speaking, a lot of people are opposed to that.
Right.
It's like you can't even use a chainsaw to cut down a tree that's blocking a trail there, really. At least I believe that's the policy that the people that are supposed to be doing that are doing. But yeah, it's you're right. It is just the birthplace of that like true wild in America,
protected by the remoteness for sure.
Yeah.
I would like to think anyway.
Cool stuff. Yeah, and I'll be headed up to Steamboat Springs here in a few weeks. We won't have time to go by Flat Tops though, but
it's a venture.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like one thing to be in Steamboat Springs, but getting into the Flat Tops is like another foray. Yeah.
It is, and a great place for backpacking.
Yeah.
That's most of the people I encountered up on that high plateau I was talking about.
Just coming through
backpacking and just camping out on those massive plateaus.
Yeah.
Not a good place when a thunderstorm rolls through, I will say.
Yeah.
There is no cover at all. Not that you want to seek cover, but it's hard to get off of the plateau if you're in the middle of it. They're big enough. And at the same time, like, you are the only thing that's there for lightning to strike. So, but really good wildflowers too. But yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Love that. I'm glad we got to talk about the Flat Tops Wilderness today.
Yeah, me too. Let's talk about the Breckenridge Troll.
Yeah, back to the troll.
Back to the troll. I said we were going to talk about it a little more.
I like to think of, you're not like you're not the hardcore biker with the leather and tattoos and whatnot. I'm sorry, I don't want to profile bikers right now, by the way. But I'd like to imagine types like that just as a train walking to the troll, and doing photos with the troll.
That's something I'm gonna touch on here, actually. So for those of you trying to imagine me on a motorcycle, you'll have no problem because my main summer jacket is indeed a flannel print jacket.
Yeah.
It is lined with
Which is
Kevlar
totally cool.
and has body armor
Yeah.
in it. But normally I'm in a plaid jacket and jeans.
Yeah.
With jeans also armored and also having Kevlar in them
There
as
you go.
well.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd like to see
So-
some big burly guys just making their way to the troll to take some photos.
Exactly, right?
With Isaac Hartstone.
That is roughly what the scene looked like.
He melts the hearts of the hardest, coldest person. you know.
And let me get this pulled up real quick so I get the dates right here.
When he was built.
Yeah, so basically, for those of you not aware of what the Breckenridge Troll is, back in August of 2018, an artist by the name of Thomas Dambo.
Dutch. Where's he from?
Yeah, I think he's Dutch. He created this troll as part of the Breckenridge International Festival of Arts. It wasn't in the same location or in the same stance that it is right now, because that troll essentially went viral online, and it started getting flooded with foot traffic, and it was kind of in this neighborhood area.
Right on the edge of a neighborhood. Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, so eventually what happened was the town asks Dambo to move this troll. Originally they were like, we might just have to tear it down altogether. But Dambo ends up reconstructing this troll over by the ice rink in Breckenridge in its own dedicated area.
Yeah, big parking lot.
Mm-hmm. And this troll's 15, 20 feet tall. It's a giant artistic feature that's just in the woods. And this was my first trip to it in this location. And I was impressed. It's a family-friendly thing. Anyone that can hike a trail for even a short while could reach this troll.
Yeah.
There's a nice little
for families.
Great for
kids,
families.
yeah.
And cool enough to where it's whether you got small kids with you or not, we all loved going and checking this out just as kind of young adults, right?
Yeah.
But there's these little boardwalks that make some of the trail a little bit easier to travel, and you're right by this creek that's running through. It takes about 5 minutes to walk to the troll from the parking lot, so very accessible. And then you get into this clearing and you're just surrounded by these massive trees, just very picturesque, kind of felt like an old growth forest in a sense. And then there's this troll hanging out, just hand on the tree, just kind of looking down, and you could tell that everyone there seemed to feel like it was worth checking out.
Yeah.
People were very excited when they got to this troll. And like you mentioned, so I'm in my typical basically what I'm wearing now, only with body armor in it. But yeah, the two buddies I was with were in their motorcycling leathers.
Yeah.
And it was funny because there was a moment where we're walking back from the troll, and I look at him, and I'm just people are probably what is going on out here?
Guys?
Just dudes in leather jackets going to check out this troll. But
that.
that
Love
shows
that.
the versatility of it, I think,
For
right?
sure,
It shows
yeah.
just anyone can enjoy just this work of art in the middle of the woods. It kind of captures that imagination, that you get just during this sense of a walk in the woods. But yeah, I loved it. I'll definitely take people to the Breckenridge Troll
Visitors.
next time.
Great for
time I'm in town.
Just as cool, closer to Colorado Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Rita, the rock planner, in Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Dambo's more recent creation in Colorado. He's Danish, by the way, a Danish artist.
There we go.
That's a really fun little hike up to Rita with a spectacular view of the Sangres on this hilltop where she's pushing rocks.
Also easy to get to, right? Not a long hike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
I've not been to that one.
Victor, very much an overlooked mountain town, I would say.
And Cripple Creek too.
Yep.
That whole area.
Right down the hill there. Yep.
We could sit here and talk about those for days too. But we did promise another Chicago mention. So you gotta
I went to
tell us
go
about more
see
trolls.
all the other cousins of the trolls at the Morton Arboretum. At once upon a time, and this beautiful natural museum in the suburbs of Chicago, Morton Arboretum, brought in a bunch of these trolls, scattered across the beautiful greenery.
Yeah,
there. It was awesome. When did I do that? 4 or 5 years ago?
Well, and for people that are unfamiliar with this artist, creating these like giant recycled wood trolls are like one of his things, right? Like he's made over 100 of them just throughout
around
the
the
entire
world.
world. Yeah. So it's seeing a number here that says he's created 139 trolls in 19 states in the U.S. alone, and I'm not sure exactly when that number came from. So maybe there's more now, but either way, I mean, if you're planning a road trip across the country, that'd be a sweet road trip, just stopping by and seeing all these trolls that he's made.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
It's cool stuff.
Where
Cool
should the next Colorado troll go?
Ooh.
Are we in a position to say?
Telluride. Yeah. Or Creed. Imagine one on the Bachelor Loop in Creed. Just like peeking out from behind some mining ruins.
Yeah,
maybe created with some like recycled like mining materials that are due for cleanup anyways, potentially, right?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe even like swinging a mining axe. That's what I want to see.
There you go.
Thomas.
A miner.
Yes, a miner.
We need a miner.
The mining troll.
We need a miner. What else?
Yeah, that's my pick. Where's your pick?
I'm thinking. Because you could inspire a lot of controversy if you put it somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be.
Dare put it on a 14,000-foot summit, right?
Exactly. It's got to be somewhere where it's not quite as invasive. It feels like it belongs in the environment.
My mind naturally goes to like iconic places for these things, but the iconic places would be very controversial places.
It'd be
to
cool.
build anything. Yeah.
It'd be cool if they could find a way to like move it back and forth so it's not like just a permanent fixture, right? But on the sand dunes, like you're at the sand dunes and you look in the distance and there's just a giant wooden troll on the top of like one of the dunes way out there.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to like bring in for like the troll weekend or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah. I would like that.
Yeah. Let me think more on that.
Yeah. A river troll would be good.
I was thinking river, something with the water.
Like a fishing troll. Like maybe, and this is I guess we're going to talk about this next week a little bit more. So I can't do too much of a reveal here, but maybe down in Salida by some of the developments that they've had down there, like in the River Park area where it's developed, but you got like a fishing troll sitting there by the river. That'd be sweet too.
There you go.
Yeah, let us know in the comments where you think these trolls should be.
Where the next troll should be.
Yeah, that's I like that. That's a good question.
Funny. Yeah.
maybe he's listening. Maybe he'll be inspired.
I should have thought more about it.
Yeah, maybe he'll be inspired.
I don't have any good ideas at the moment.
Yeah. Either way, we got more stuff to talk about. Which one should we dig into next? Maybe the Monarch lift. Quick little foray into skiing news.
We talked about fall coming, and so is winter, right? Yeah. So a lot of people I think are looking forward to the terrain expansion at Monarch Mountain, going into the backside, the other side of the Continental Divide, and it will be pretty unique, man. In terms of just being at a ski area where you go up one side of the divide and you can go down the other side of the divide very seamlessly.
That is cool. And it's been a long time since they've added a new lift, right?
Yeah, not since 1999.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
First lift this century. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, 26 years, and I mean, it's not like Monarch doesn't get enough attention from front range skiers, trying to skip out on the crowds of Breck or Keystone, down in Colorado Springs. It's like
so hence the expansion. I mean, they've been reporting anyway record visitation for consecutive years now for a while. Yeah. So they've been really pushing for this expansion in the No Name Basin, as I'm sure a lot of people have heard about. It's going to expand their lift serve terrain by like 50%.
Yeah, people have done
pretty significant.
People have done cat skiing there might be familiar with it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Every time I'm at Monarch, I love it. I've only been a handful of times, but every time I'm there, it's just so nice to just like ski onto the lift, basically.
It feels like local.
Yeah, it has that local vibe.
Close to it, anyway. Yeah. So the we're seeing the upper terminal come into shape this month. That's now, you can see it now. To come being the bottom terminal and towers getting put in and it needing to get strung, of course. But I'm told they're on track, ahead of schedule is what I was told, and hope they're eyeing an inspection for early October and clearing the way for when skiing starts. They like what? Monarch tries end of November, early December.
Yeah,
they use
all
before
natural
Thanksgiving,
snow, right?
Right. Yeah, one of the last ski areas around, depending on all natural snow. And I asked the question to the owner if when they open, is No Name going to be good to go? And he said, he sort of alluded to, like, we could open because of No Name. Like, sometimes the
Dang.
snow gets in over there.
Dang, that makes
Better
sense
than
with
the
it being
front
on
side.
that side. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Well,
And
and I mean, I was just writing about the Farmer's Almanac report.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Say what you will about almanac reports. Obviously, they're a little
Mhm.
bit controversial, but they have their formula to predict what's going to happen, and they're saying this year's going to be a snowy one.
Mm-hmm.
So they say early snow, a lot of snow. They were right last year with their prediction for early snow too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so we'll see. Maybe Monarch will be open early this year.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so I think anyway, there's always and I'm sure closer to the season we'll be talking about the new stuff coming to the ski country, but that is definitely on a lot of people's atop a lot of people's lists for what they're looking forward to this year.
for
Some
sure.
new lift serve terrain at Monarch Mountain that we haven't seen. Gosh, you could almost say in the generation.
Yeah,
An expansion like that over there.
yeah, that's true.
So.
And it is beloved by locals. So
Yeah.
right outside of Salida. So
Yep.
Yeah. While we're on news, I covered this last week. Gonna very briefly talk about it here, but trail runners around the world know the name Kilian Jornet. He's a Spanish runner, one of the greatest to ever hit the trail on foot. Like I think he's won the Hard Rock 100, I think 5 times, and set the course record. In recent years, he's always had this, like he's always tried to accomplish one of these side goals. We'll say
Side quests.
yeah, side quests. Outside of just running all these races. And he has a very cool Instagram account, so look him up on Instagram if you want to see the type of stuff he's doing. But it's all just like mountain running, super exposed stuff. Very, very just entertaining to watch in general, whether you're a runner or not. So a couple years ago, he did the Pyrenees by foot. He summited all the 3,000-meter peaks in the Pyrenees, the French and Spanish Pyrenees mountains. Last year, he climbed all 82 of the 4,000-meter peaks in the Alps over the course of 19 days. But this year, his new side quest is going to take him to Colorado and beyond. So basically his goal is to summit all of the lower 48's 14,000-foot peaks without using a car. So he's going to travel by bicycle between the peaks.
I've heard of people doing this.
But so this includes not just only the 58 in Colorado. There's 2 in Washington, and there are 12 in California. So if you look at the gap between those states, right, that's a lot of biking in between. So I have no clue what his estimated time of completion is, but that's a crazy feat, in itself. He's calling it states of elevation. So in total, there's 72 peaks total. At least by my count, there's 72 peaks. Obviously, the count of peaks can kind of vary depending on how you're, defining them in terms of prominence, etc. But either way, it sounds like this will be a pretty incredible feat. He's starting in September too, so early September is what.
That'll be fun to follow.
Yeah, so that's a fun one to follow for those of you on the trail. If you see someone running by you at an extremely fast pace, might be Kilian Jornet, probably the best endurance trail runner in the world, if not top 5, right? So
where my mind went, and I'm refreshing my memory on this kind of cult effort in recent years that emerged called the Rocky Mountains Grand Slam. Remember this? I wrote on this. Is that a couple years ago? Yeah, it looks like a couple years ago. Which entails similarly. Okay.
It's peaks in Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana.
There you go.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. How many total?
It says, so this is according to Fastest Known Time, which is a website that tracks all this, tracks all these records. 58 14ers in Colorado, 35 13ers in Wyoming, and 27 12ers
That's how
in
that
Montana.
was.
So 120 peaks total. Yeah, let's see who has the record. Give them a shout out.
Yeah, there's only been a few that have tried, right?
So the record for
Hardrath
supported, which basically just means they are able to have a crew with them. I think they're probably driving between the peaks based on this record-setting time though too. It was 2023 set by Jason Hardrath. Yes, You're correct, and he took 39 days, 23 hours, and 44 minutes to do that. So
yes, and I wrote about a guy who was trying to do it without a car.
Ooh.
And he came up short.
It's a hard
2023.
It's a hard task. I mean, it's not easy to get between all those towns.
So that's what Killian is looking to do.
Yeah, shooting with a bicycle, right? So he's not going on foot the whole time, but with a bicycle. Yeah, and also, I mean, anytime we're talking about these records, I always got to get a shout out to Paul Zafruga. He was out of Durango when I interviewed him, but he walked between all the 14ers, and it took him like 39 days, but he walked between all of Colorado's 14ers and started with Pikes Peak and then just walked out to Buena Vista, right? Like that's a long walk. I think it took him about 39 days to do that. So that's a very impressive feat, just in the sense of like traveling between points.
No shortage of ambition in Colorado.
Yeah, it is. It is a great state to be. One last news topic I wanted to touch on is people might pick up that Colorado Parks and Wildlife is proposing a 400% increase in the search and rescue surcharge that is paid for by the public. It's tacked on to fees whenever you're like getting a wildlife related license or like a water vessel, snowmobile, off-highway vehicle registration. Basically what this does is it raises a surcharge of 25 cents that was established in 1987 to $1.25. Main reason being for reimbursement of search and rescue teams. We've talked about it before, but Colorado's search and rescue efforts really just, lives on volunteerism. A lot of these volunteers tend to spend about $2,000 to $2,500 a year out of their own money to even just be able to participate in these teams. So huge shout out to them, and just, that demands respect, right? Just to put yourself in a dangerous situation and also be spending so much of your own money
to do it,
just to do it. So basically right now the surcharge generates about $500,000 annually. With this shift, if this proposal is approved, it would go up to $2.5 million annually, which would cover about half of what is the estimated spend annually, with that estimated spend being about $5 million by these volunteers. So something you might see floating around about this surcharge increasing, but I hate to give my own opinion on it, but it seems like it's overdue. Obviously, equipment's more expensive now. Obviously, the demand for search and rescue is gone up. I think it was Summit Daily had a report about this, but basically since 2009, the demand has doubled. So one of those things. It's you might see headlines floating around about that, but that
means $1 more.
The brief on it, $1 more, which anyone who's buying one of these permits should understand how important search and rescue is. You're doing dangerous things in the backcountry. You want someone to be there when you need help.
A lot of people may or may not realize that when they see the marketing for that $29 Keep Colorado Wild Pass on registration every year, chunk of that's going search and rescue too.
Yeah,
it is. Recalling. A lot of people interpret it. It's kind of been interpreted as like just a state pass or a annual pass to the state parks, and it is. But it's also divvied out to some other causes, including search and rescue. So
and that's one of those things too, where you hear a lot of flack being kind of thrown in that way when people are like, "Oh, I got to pay $29 for this now." That's at a discount. I think it's normally like 60 something, and you can also opt out of it. For the pass, and you can also opt out of it. So it's really just like
when you're registering, you yay or nay.
Yeah. It's like, do you want this cheaper pass? So it's very unwarranted when people complain about that, because you can literally just be like, no, and you don't pay the $29 if you don't want it.
If you go to the state parks, or if you're,
people just got to read beyond the headline, right? That's a trendy tendency nowadays.
Yeah, everyone reads social media, but nothing else. Oh, look at us stumping for journalism on this show, right? Who would have thought?
Yeah, right. But so I think that's about all we got for today.
Cool.
We're about at our typical time of an episode, maybe a little bit past it. For those of you listening, if you want to see some pretty graphics, map of my motorcycle ride, some footage of some motorcyclers walking through the woods to see this troll. Photos of the food we ate.
The image that I imagine does exist.
About the troll, what the Devil's Head, or not Devil's Head Lookout. We can talk about that at a later day maybe, but what the Devil's Causeway looks like in the Flat Tops Wilderness.
Yeah, we got some Trappers Lake photos out there.
Yeah, we're gonna have some good photos in this episode. So find it on YouTube, and it is free to watch on YouTube, and you can hear us chat there too. But until next time, I'm Spencer.
I'm Seth.
And Tim is over there on the audio and video. So one last shout out to Tim. I did glaze over it here because I did not see Tim's message, but he said to put one in Boulder a troll in Boulder when the Sundance come sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good
A
one.
director.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd
Film
be sweet.
director. Yeah.
That'd be
I
sweet.
could see that.
But yeah, until next time, we will see you out there, Colorado.
Boom.